We're live, we're local, we're CBS3. Right now at 6, this year's drought is felt across the Northland. Experts explain how it compares to years past. Plus, dry conditions could leave a big impact, how it might affect Bayfield's Apple Fest. And the Wisconsin DOJ investigating clergy leader abuse across the state, what we know so far about potential cases in Superior.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kendall Jarbo. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. Fire crews are hoping tonight's rain will make a dent in fires burning in the Superior National Forest, but lightning and windy conditions expected to come with those storms are still a big concern. That's especially true for the Delta Lake fire, which is burning 62 acres and is about 92% contained. Yesterday's red flag conditions fueled 3 other fires in the Boundary Waters. The Phantom Creek blaze grew to 3.5 acres. The Bear Creek fire is now 10 acres, and another 15 to 20 acre fire started up near Fourtown Lake yesterday. Crews are also still watching 3 fires on the Canadian side of the Boundary Waters, trying to prevent them from jumping the border. As we mentioned, many people are hoping for the rain, but there's also the threat of severe storms. Meteorologist Dave Anderson has been tracking the storms all day and joins us now. Dave, what are the chances of these storms becoming severe?
70%. And it's already paying off for places near Bemidji and starting to spill towards our region as well, which means crossing out of Beltrami County towards Itasca County and Cass County as well. That one box there that says severe thunderstorm watch until midnight, well, that's supposed to say a tornado warning in effect until 6:15, but Weather Max here decided to change that up. So folks in that neck of the woods have to watch out for at least another 15 minutes. And in Minnesota, there is a severe thunderstorm watch indeed in effect until midnight. And that may spill into Wisconsin and Michigan as the night goes on. We zoom in with the Doppler here to take a look at that storm cluster that's been rolling out of the Red Lake area down just towards the east of Bemidji and now threatening to cross into Itasca County and Cass County in the next 15 minutes. Radar indicates that is a tornadic storm, and so Federal Dam and Bena, you may have some troubles here in about the next 10 minutes. Be ready to seek shelter immediately if you see a funnel cloud coming your way or hear the winds really pick up and start to emulate the sound of a freight train. Quick look at the forecast for tonight says, yeah, if your town hasn't seen any action yet, there's a 70% chance it will as low temps fall towards 60. Then high pressure already wedges in for Tuesday to make it mostly sunny, but perhaps only for a day. Another round of rough weather could be with us on Wednesday, and we'll talk more about all of this in the main weather in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. 2 small grass fires in Cloquet serve as a good reminder of how easily flames can spread in these dry conditions. This was the scene at the Cloquet skate park around 1:20 this afternoon. Crews quickly put out the fires, one by the playground and the other by a baseball field. They're investigating what caused the fire, but they say this is a good message to community members that even one little spark can turn into something much worse. The impact of this year's drought is being felt all across the Northland, but how does it stack up to our past dry spells? CBS3's Peter Kavakowskis heard from a state climatologist to find out.
This year's drought is one for the record books, with nearly 75% of the state of Minnesota experiencing severe drought. Luigi Romolo, the Minnesota state climatologist, says while we have seen worse droughts in the past, what sets this one apart is how long the dry conditions have stretched into the summer growing season.
We had a recent drought event in 2012 and 2013 where we had some significant coverage, but both of those droughts that occurred in those years really kind of dissipated a bit during the growing season, so it kind of gave us a break.
Joe Moore with the National Weather Service says that's what makes this drought particularly concerning, since we are not seeing rain during what is typically our wettest time of the year.
It's really not a good situation that we're not getting rainfall in June, July, August. This is when we get our rain in northern Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin. So to not get all of the rain that we normally get now, as we go into the fall, it's only going to be exacerbating the dry situation.
Because of this, Moore says we could be looking at drought conditions into the fall and winter and possibly into next year. As for what the future holds long term, Romolo says indications suggest that Minnesota is becoming warmer and wetter as a result of climate change.
Here in Minnesota, with respect to climate change, we've noticed 2 main variables that have changed over time. We've noticed that it's gotten wetter over time and that our winters are getting less colder.
Moore agrees, but says in the short term, all signs point to dry conditions ahead.
So looking further out, as we go through the rest of the summer, it does look like this dry pattern continues. And when we get into the fall, we don't see strong signals for a dry pattern, but we're not seeing any good news.
Year to date, Duluth is looking at a 5-inch precipitation deficit. Minnesota became the 15th state in the nation and the first in the Midwest to adopt clean car rules. The rules are part of an effort to encourage people to switch to electric vehicles. They require manufacturers and dealers to supply these cars in the state. It does not require dealerships to stock the cars. Wall says it's a win for the environment, businesses, and people's quality of life. He says there's a lot of misinformation about the rules. They don't impact heavy machinery or farm vehicles.
What this really does is it gives Minnesotans more of an opportunity. It asks manufacturers to provide those vehicles so that they're out here. It does not tell dealerships that they're going to punch a bunch of them in there. It does not tell Minnesotans they have to buy these vehicles.
The goal is to cut carbon emissions, combat climate change, and improve air quality. The rules go into effect in Minnesota in 2024. Minnesota Republicans are hitting back, claiming the rules will cause the price of vehicles to rise. Representative Josh Heinzman from Crow Wing County released a statement saying if Minnesotans wanted electric vehicles, dealerships will stock them. Moving to Madison, we are taking a live look at the Capitol. Wisconsin's governor is calling a special legislative session, hoping to increase funding for public schools and higher education. Governor Tony Evers made the announcement on the same day the Assembly plans to vote on veto overrides. The overrides were almost certain to fail because there aren't enough Republicans to vote for them without Democrats crossing sides. Likewise, Evers' special session call is also likely to be ignored, which Republicans have done before when he's made similar calls to pass his priorities. While Minnesota deals with severe drought conditions, Mother Nature has been a bit kinder to those in Wisconsin. That includes Bayfield's apple farmers. The yellow shaded areas in this map from the U.S. Drought Monitor shows abnormally dry conditions. But you can see in Bayfield County, precip is normal for this time of year. That's very good news just a few months out from Bayfield's Apple Fest, when tens of thousands descend on the small Lake Superior town. CBS3's Quinn Gorham spoke with the owner of a local farm to see how this year's harvest might look.
The drought has been impacting places all around the Northland, but some places are faring better than others. In just a few short months, these trees will be filled with ripe apples, just in time for Apple Fest. Jim Hauser, manager of Hauser's Superior View Farm, says the dry weather hasn't impacted this year's apple crop nearly as much as you might think. The lack of rain usually affects the tree's ability to produce fruit, but in a year like this, where those fruit buds have already started to grow, it's not a concern until the following year.
Sometimes it affects the crop the following year, because the fruit buds are made during the summer when there's a crop on the trees. So if the crop is a little bit too heavy and it's dry, they don't produce the fruit buds for the following year.
Hauser says it's hard to tell what next year will look like, but they're prepared for whatever comes their way. And as for the apples, you can expect to see a full crop for this year's Apple Fest in early October.
A normal year for Apple Fest is good news for the city of Bayfield after last year's event was canceled due to the pandemic. We'll hear from Bayfield's mayor about what he's expecting for this year's event coming up at 10. In the few months the Wisconsin Department of Justice has been investigating clergy and faith leader abuse across the state, they've received 100 reports from potential victims. Now we're learning some of those stem from Superior. This afternoon, state leaders gave an update on their efforts. CBS3's Emma Quinn was there and joins us live in studio. Emma, what can you tell us about it?
So, Kendall, Wisconsin Attorney Josh Call and the department started this statewide investigation in April of 2021. After many Wisconsinites came forward with reports, there are now more than 20 other states across the U.S. that have conducted similar investigations. Call said today, since the investigation started, they've received more than 100 reports of abuse. Those reports have come from 5 Wisconsin counties, including Douglas County at the Superior Diocese. At this time, the DOJ could not say how many of those reports were from the Twin Ports area or any other details about them. The department is encouraging people to come forward if they're a survivor or witness of sexual abuse by clergy, or if they know of any reports of abuse that have been concealed.
Because we want to encourage folks around the state who have information, no matter how big or how small, no matter how much information you have, no matter how long ago an incident happened.
Attorney General Call says the reports have spanned over many years, but could not say how long. He added many have reached the statute of limitations, and those limitations in Wisconsin depend on the victim's age and the exact crime. Have a specific timeline on when the investigation could be completed. He says they will follow the facts, adding that they anticipate this will take some time to hold the right people accountable.
And Emma, if anyone wants to make a report, how can they do that?
So, Kendall, people can make reports either online or by phone. You can call the number on your screen at 1-877-222-2620. We also have that phone number on our website and a link where people can click on to make those reports.
All right, Emma, thanks. Still to come on Live Local CBS3, the circus came to Duluth today, but it was a lot smaller than you might think. We'll have the miniature details after the break.
Well, big weather is coming our way. Already a tornado warning paying off, starting to enter parts of Itasca County here, in effect until 6:15, and a storm watch for the rest of the region, at least on the Minnesota side, until midnight. We'll have the latest storm updates coming our way after this break.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell, weeknights on CBS.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of, with classic creamy Reese's peanut butter cups and crunchy Reese's Pieces? Plus, you guessed it, peanut butter topping and chocolatey topping. All blended in world-famous DQ soft serve, for a treat that takes your favorite combo to a whole new level. Wow, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. Call right now for your free book. And as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. We researched over 1,200 annuities and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from financially strong insurers. Again, that's Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and a free annuity rate report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Supplies are limited. Call now.
Call 800-816-8219. That's 800-816-8219.
Be smart. Be active. Be confident. Vision Pro Optical is here for you, specializing in eye exams, glasses, contacts, and billing your insurance. Serving the Northland for more than 30 years with you as our focus. Visit VisionProOptical.com for hours and location details. Vision Pro Optical. Be and be seen.
Join us in the beautiful fields and orchards of Bayfield, Wisconsin for our Fruit Loop, now picking raspberries, blueberries, and gooseberries. For more information, visit our website today.
Auto Owners protects your home. Because, well, somebody should. That's simple human sense.
Ask J3 Insurance in Duluth if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel, weekday mornings on CBS.
If I keep looking over my shoulder, hoping that Max is going to show up.
Some things are just not meant to be.
You. What are you keeping from us?
My time is almost up.
Roswell, New Mexico. New episode tonight at 8/7 Central, only on the CW.
CBS News Sunday Morning with Jane Pauley on CBS.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell, weeknights on CBS.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Today's severe weather chance has already started to pay off towards our west, beginning around Bemidji and Beltrami County on Red Lake just about a half hour ago or so, and now starting to spread into the rest of the region, starting to enter Itasca County and Cass County as well. Folks, they're facing a tornado warning. Spotters have seen a funnel cloud. This is in effect, hopefully ending at 6:15 p.m., but keep in mind it could be extended since we only have about a minute and a half to go towards that warning. The thing to watch out for, of course, are the high winds and hail towards the size of golf balls. How high are the winds? Going towards at least 70 miles per hour. And then you put the twist in them, and that causes damage. So roughly around Leech Lake, folks, be ready to seek shelter if you hear that telltale sound of a twister coming your way, which sounds a lot like a freight train. Now, for much of the rest of Minnesota, looking at a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until midnight, and there's a chance that this action could spill into Wisconsin and the UP as our night goes on. We'll show you the radar in just a little bit. Current conditions, though, show it's 86 degrees at the airport in Duluth with the relative humidity number going up. So with heat and humidity, we have fuel for these storms. Southeast wind right now is going 9 miles per hour, and our air pressure is just a hair on the lower side at 29.87 inches of mercury as the low comes our way from the southwest, leading first with its warm front, then perhaps filling in and following with the cold front, which really could stir up some storms as our night goes on. Current temps on the warm side, 80s for the UP, 79 to even 88 degrees for Wisconsin. Minnesota numbers are in the 80s ahead of our storm system, but only in the 70s up above. So northern Minnesota by the border may not get much action or rain tonight, but the rest of us indeed could. So on that note, we go into the Doppler, and we can see that, yep, the tornado warning has been dropped. It's been downgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's a small blessing, but still high winds and hail could be coming your way. And then working through the rest of the range towards the Twin Ports as our night goes on. And again, Lake Superior may not stop this system, and we could see some of these severe thunderstorms going into Wisconsin and the UP. But again, they do have a silver lining. If they pay off with rain, again, we may not get much near the Canadian border, but for the central parts of Minnesota towards the head of the lakes, we're looking at around a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch for a lot of towns. Then there's a dry spot as you get farther in towards the Bayfield Peninsula, but the UP might manage a 1/3 to a 1/2 of an inch. So we're getting the rain in a rambunctious way, but we could sure put it to use if it pays off. Then for Tuesday, high pressure takes over, brings back sunshine and dry conditions, but not Wednesday. Wednesday, this low already comes around to bring us our next chance for some thunder. Forecast tonight. We are looking for low temps in Minnesota to be pretty toasty, really, going 55 to 64 degrees. 70% chance for the storms for your town in Minnesota, just in case you haven't seen them yet. In general, the wind will be southeasterly 5 to 15 miles per hour, but again, if you're right under a towering cumulonimbus or even a supercell one tonight, those winds will indeed pick up farther than that or faster than that. Wisconsin and Michigan, you get that 70% storm chance as well, and low temps will be around 60. For tomorrow, calm and warmer, mostly sunny Wisconsin and Michigan with highs 80 to 85, maybe even 78 to 85. Superior maybe is a cool spot tomorrow. In Minnesota, 70s by the lake, and then 80 to 85 degrees inland with the mostly sunny sky. But that other low could be with us by Wednesday, and that's a 50-50 shot for showers and storms coming back again, in turn giving way to a dry spell starting on Thursday, which may last all the way through next Monday. And on the warmer side as well, July's been pretty toasty, a lot of highs in the 80s, even 90s. That may end after Saturday. Come Sunday, we drop back into the 70s. It might be too early to say it's the end of the warm spell, but it may be a sign that eventually summer will go and autumn will come.
All right, thanks, Dave. The circus came to town today, bringing miniature joy to people of all ages. The Lake Superior Railroad Museum is hosting a nationwide group of specialty circus model builders for their annual convention. More than 40 crafters showed off their handmade tabletop displays featuring tiny acrobats, clowns, and more. Model builders say this allows everyone to experience the magic of the circus.
It's a way to show off what I can do with wood and paint, but it also gets people inspired, keeps them aware there is a circus on the road and it is all live entertainment.
The event continues today through Wednesday from 10 to 6. They have other events lasting through Friday. You can check out the displays with paid admission to the Lake Superior Railroad Museum. For more information on the event, check out our website at CBS3Duluth.com. Kelly Henseth is here with what's next in sports.
Yeah, it has not been smooth sailing for Team USA thus far in the Olympic Games. We'll have an update from Tokyo coming up next in sports. Stay with us.
Pre-order your 2022 Lund boat at RJ Sport Recycling.
CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChevy.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChevy.com, a better way to buy.
My name is Dr. Brian Thompson, and I work at the Fairview Masaba Clinic in Nashwauk. There's something special about the Fairview team. We have this incredible drive to help our patients, in addition to knowing many of them personally, and so we get a better sense of what their needs are, both medically and personally. It's hard to describe. It's almost like in the olden days when everyone had a neighborhood doctor. We live in the area. Our kids go to the same school. This is our home, and we're here to help.
Fairview Range. We're here.
Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Auto collisions, work injuries, all injuries. Call anytime, 218-576-8599. Free consultation, no recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
In public safety, we see things that sometimes you can't unsee. After these infusions, everything just kind of turned around and I was able to start enjoying things again.
To learn more, give us a call or visit us online.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Your Buick Park said so. That's so you.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kind of got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah.
So you.
It is.
At the heart of every Buick SUV is you. Pay no interest for 72 months, plus current eligible Buick owners get $500 purchase allowance on most 2021 Buick SUV models. Visit your Lake Country Buick dealer.
There's a safe way to protect kids 12 and up from COVID-19.
So why did we get her a COVID-19 vaccine?
So I could see my friends again.
For our family trip.
To keep them safe.
Help your kids be kids again, safely. Visit vaccines.gov to find a COVID-19 vaccine near you or call 211 to learn more.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS 3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
Always ready, always there. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel. Weekday mornings on CBS.
A string of unexpectedly poor performances has Team USA playing catch-up over in Tokyo. The U.S. is in second place in medal count, but some highly touted teams have struggled out of the gate. One team that has lived up to the hype are the swimmers. Led by Caleb Dressel, the Team USA earned a gold medal in the men's 400-meter relay this morning, the team's 8th swimming medal so far. Jamie Yukas is covering the games for us in Tokyo.
A gold medal for Team USA's 400-meter relay leaves Dressel's dream of winning 7 golds at these Olympics intact, a record only beaten by Michael Phelps. It was a bright light for the Americans after a shaky weekend.
Ariane Titmus of Australia is looking strong with 5 meters left, is going to get that gold for Australia and knock off the legend of the biggest stage of the sport.
Team USA women's swimming superstar Katie Ledecky fell for the first time in her Olympic career. USA men's basketball lost to France in its opening game. That's the first time since 2004. And all you had to do was catch a glimpse of Simone Biles' face in the qualifying round to see the frustration after a loss to Russia. Louise Radnofsky covers gymnastics for the Wall Street Journal.
The expectation that they crush it on every single occasion, including in qualifications, was really hard to shake off.
Biles suggested that on Instagram, saying, "I truly do feel like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders at times." And because of COVID, she does not have support in the stands.
Do you think in some ways it can psych you out that these stadiums are so empty?
It's certainly a change for the U.S. athletes who performed in their domestic competitions before crowds, particularly at Olympic trials where the house was pretty packed. The other issue for Simone Biles is that she has said that she looks to see her parents in the audience before she competes. This is the first time that Ron and Nellie Biles have not been at a meet of Simone's. She said it's particularly important to her to see them there.
Another disappointment, U.S. golfer Bryson DeChambeau tested positive for COVID and had to withdraw from the Olympics. And he had gone in as one of the favorites. Adding to the challenges, a potential typhoon is heading toward Tokyo. However, organizers say all events will go on as scheduled for now, except for rowing and archery. Jamie Yuka, CBS News, Tokyo.
I mean, I'm still just happy to have the Olympics back. To hockey news, the Boston Bruins have announced that they have officially signed former UMD captain Nick Wolf to a one-year, two-way contract. The deal has an NHL cap hit of $750,000. The Eagan, Minnesota native was signed as a free agent back in March of 2020, played in 24 games as a defenseman with Boston's AHL affiliate, the Providence Bruins, this season. Always love seeing the alum succeed at the next level. But Kendall, have you watched any of the Olympics so far?
Just from what's been on our TVs.
There's a lot going on.
There's so many. It's like you turn it on, there's always something different going on.
You've got skateboarding in one corner, which is new this year, which has actually been pretty fun to watch.
Really cool.
More on that tonight at 10. But yeah, still plenty of games to go.
Right.
So.
It is weird though, looking into the stands and there's just not many
There's no
people
one there. And you know, watching the gymnasts, like Simone said, it's weird. Like, I'm used to seeing my parents out there,
right.
and there's no one there. There's no crowd noise. It's different. It's weird. It's going to take some time to adjust to, but
definitely. Okay.
I got all the hope.
Yeah, Kelly, thanks.
Yeah.
Tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, after complaints of abuse by Wisconsin religious leaders, the State Department of Justice opened an investigation. Tonight, we're digging deeper into Wisconsin's first of kind of abuse investigation and what it means for the state. Turning to weather, Dave, how is the rest of the night looking?
Well, it's still looking pretty bumpy out there. We have some new alerts to talk about. So let's go to the maps and talk about now another tornado warning happening for portions of Itasca County until 6:45. Hard on the heels of the other one that was in effect until 6:15. So bottom line right now is Leech Lake again, Federal Dam and Bena till 6:45. You're facing some pretty strong storms in your neck of the woods. Be ready to seek shelter immediately. The old tornado warning is downgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's rumbling towards the Grand Rapids region. So watch out for storms and thunder and lightning there. And then severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for much of the rest of Minnesota till midnight. And I think it still threatens to cross the border into Wisconsin and the UP as well. Here's the latest look at the radar, eyeing up the size of those storms that are heading towards Leech Lake and places like that, and starting to try to approach towards the Grand Rapids region. Throughout the rest of Minnesota, we have a chance for more of this action tonight. So again, keep an eye to the sky and an eye on CBS3. We'll keep watching this Doppler for you and track these storms as they come across until we get into easier conditions tomorrow. And on Facebook Live for CBS3, I'll go on that here in just a couple more minutes to give some more updates on these potential tornadoes.
All right, Dave, thanks. That's your news at 6. We will see you back.